Hi, we're going to take a look at Haleigh's van. She's got a Chevy Express van, and we're going to take a look at how she did her build and have her tell us how she does van life and a little bit about herself. So, hi.
Hello.
This is Haleigh.
Hi.
And here, I'll give you this.
Okay.
Hear a little bit better.
All right.
Or video can. Haleigh, how long you been doing van life?
I just started like 2 months ago, maybe a little less than that. Yeah.
And what got you to decide to do it?
Well, so I'm 22 now, and I got the idea when I was like 18, still at home, and I just kind of didn't want to move into an apartment, and I wasn't really going to go to college, and I didn't want to spend a bunch of money on rent, and so I was looking on the internet like alternative ways to live, and I came across the whole van life movement, and I was like, yeah, that is what I need, because I love the outdoors. I feel the best when I'm just immersed in nature all the time, and this lifestyle just definitely gives you that for sure. So yeah, I just really started to save money, and thanks to my mom for letting me stay at home while I really built a foundation there financially. And so just this past year, I found a van finally. She's a 2018 Chevy Express. Love her so much.
And this is a 3500, so it's 1 ton. So you can sits up nice and high.
Oh yeah,
and,
good clearance for sure.
Yeah, and you can load it down pretty good.
Yeah, it drives fabulously, definitely. Yeah. And yeah, I don't notice the weight too much, like ruining my gas mileage and everything. She does a good job, for sure. Her name is Agnes, by the way.
Agnes.
Yes. So yeah, this past year, I did nothing but work and build this thing, and I knew nothing about carpentry. I do have 2 dads that would give me a lot of advice, but I did most of the labor myself. And yeah, it was bare when I got it. It didn't have the seats or anything like that, and I kind of tried to keep a simple build, at first when I was planning things. I was like, I'm gonna go all out, and I'm gonna get like a whole custom solar electrical setup. I'm gonna have a sink, a water pump, all the fancy schmancy things. And then when I started having to spend money, I was like, no thank you. And also it was just a little bit in over my head, and I kind of realized you really don't need to drop thousands and thousands on all the fancy things. Build what you know will make you feel comfortable from the start, and then get out there, and your home is always a work in progress. You can add to it when you're on the road.
Have you found that already in a couple months you've been doing it, you've made some changes?
Actually, no. I am incredibly pleased with how it turned out.
Good.
It has everything I need. I guess like anything that I would want to change is like cosmetic, just like aesthetic things. I like my space to look pretty, so that was my one thing, is I have to have an aesthetically pleasing room or van.
Well, and just looking at it, it looks like you have lots of room. You can move around inside.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do wish I could stand up. That is one thing.
Don't we all?
I know. I got an achy back and achy knees from just a month of, I have to have a knee pillow in there, so definitely get yourself one of those if you have a low roof vehicle. But other than that, it's great. Having a low roof, it makes me want to be outside more.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I see you've got a cargo carrier up top. So
yes.
What do you usually keep in there?
I have like a tent. I have some floaties for some summer activities. I sell clothes on Depop, like my my clothes that I don't want anymore.
Yeah.
So I have a garbage bag full of clothes. Just some art supplies. I built the van so that I can store a ton of art. That was necessary, and I don't know what I would do without that thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of good storage there.
Definitely.
And I see that you've got a Max Air fan.
Yep. I found that necessary just, I don't know, in the summer when it gets really hot, and luckily I have windows that open in the back and on the side, so I can have it suck air out and get that breeze blowing across me at night or whatever it is, or when you're cooking with propane and you don't want to open your doors or whatever. It's just really nice to have. I don't think it's completely necessary, at least just from my short time of doing this. I actually had my electrical setup go kaput on me, and so I couldn't use the Max Air fan for a few weeks, and it wasn't terrible. So if you don't have the money to spend $250 on a ceiling fan, you'll be fine.
But they are nice.
They're incredibly nice. Worth it, in my opinion.
So how did you go about doing your build here?
So yeah, like I said, it was at the bare minimum when I started. I did the insulation and everything, and I debated on covering up windows, and I did cover up, as you can see, like I literally have windows all along.
Yeah, it's all
each side.
window van. So, yeah.
So I covered up that one and that one, but I kept a lot.
Reflectix?
Yes, yeah, I do. I have I sewed my own little window covers that I put on there, and nice. They actually do really well at keeping the cold out. Like, I'll wake up in the morning and, open my window covers, and I can just feel that cold air coming through those windows right when I take the window covers off. But yeah, it does really good.
And it looks like this window opens.
Yes, it does. That one does.
Out.
Yep. And the two back ones do. And then this one on the door does. So
that's nice. You can get some ventilation in.
Yes.
And they just flip out like an inch or two, right?
Yep.
So security-wise, it's not a big deal.
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't make me worry, and you can't see in when they're open. Really, at least you can't see me in the bed. That's my biggest concern. And the windows are tinted already, so that was fabulous.
That's great.
Yeah.
Can you take us inside?
Absolutely.
Explain everything?
Okay, so let me just scoot this. So for food storage, I'll start here. I just have a Arctic cooler. It's like $300 cheaper than the Yeti, and it does a fabulous job.
Do you find that the ice lasts for several days?
It lasts me like 4 days, and I feel like right now I'm moving kind of fast, so I'm usually at a campsite at most 4 days. So then I can just fill up my ice, and
it'll last you till you get back on the road again.
Yeah, exactly. It does a good enough job for me, for now at least. It is kind of a hassle, but van life isn't easy peasy.
Well, now, does this flip up?
Yeah. So I just it's got these little guys.
Okay.
And I'll just open it up right there.
So that's nice.
Yeah. It's
cool.
It's kind of hard to get into sometimes, but it's fine. I've gotten used to it.
And if you'd have to get up into the driver's seat to drive away from maybe some kind of unusual situation, you could climb right over that.
Oh, definitely. I'm always climbing over and back and everything, and that's why I wanted a van in the first place rather than an RV or camper, just because I can get to my driver's seat without a problem.
Okay.
So now we've got my kitchen set up, and this thing is amazing because this was getting put in at the end of my build when I was like, I do not want to build anything else. I am over it. So I went to Goodwill and I found a cheap TV stand. You can see the original color of it in here.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know what it's called, but very cheaply built, and I remodeled it. So I painted it. I put this countertop that can be removed. I made it all pretty and nice. And
and you've got a pull-out bin there.
Yep, it's got my just my 2-burner stove in here.
Nice.
And then I have a little tiny like backpacking 1-burner.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, I don't keep this strapped in, and I go on some rough roads, and it's fine. It's
good. Huh?
Yeah. I've got my dishes and everything, and I carry about 12 gallons of water. I have a 6-gallon jug up front, and then these 2 are 2.5, and that works really well.
Nice. Where do you usually get your water at?
Usually just when I'm grocery shopping, like at Walmart, but I definitely take advantage of like spigots or water pumps. I carry a water filter with me in case I want to.
You can get it from a stream if you
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, it's good to have those options, you know, just in case, I guess. So this is my dry food storage. I got this at Goodwill as well for $6. Nice. And I just have all my food in here.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and it's great too because if mice get in the van, which they already have, they will not eat my food.
and that has a lift-out tray in the top, right?
Yes.
So you've got more storage like for...
Yeah, it's a perfect amount for one person.
That is nice.
It is. And then I just kind of built a little stand here to put shoes underneath.
Oh, that's... Make use of all the space.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't hurt to lift up. The only thing is, like, you have to pull this out to lift it. And I posted on Reddit this thing, and they were like, that's going to fly out if you ever get in a car crash. So I put a strap.
That's a safety strap. Okay.
Yes, because things do go a-flying. So, yeah, here's my bed. Stationary, and I just got these little drawers that I can take out if need be. I've got loads of storage back there.
And you have, how many of those you have?
Just 2, and then that basket, and then in the back, which I enter from the back side of the van, I have just like my hobbies. I make art, so I have a bunch of art supplies. And then this is one of my most favorite things about the build. So just a shelving unit, and I have my Goal Zero battery here, and just a little cutesy basket to put little things that I find in the forest. And then it's a flip up table.
Oh, that's cool.
And
so you can sit on the bed?
Yes. So would you?
Sure.
Thank you. So I just have this little 2x2, I don't know. And I just flip this guy up, stick him in there.
Oh yeah.
And voila.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And you got enough room for your legs underneath?
Exactly.
So if you're sitting there?
Yep, and I can, know, come around, like I don't have it.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, don't worry about it. I can come around and move and whatnot. And
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then I just have like toiletries and thing in there.
This guy up.
Oh, it's okay.
Sorry.
No worries. That water bottle is taking a beating.
I'm destructing your place.
It's okay. So then this just goes.
Store's back there.
I can take this.
Okay. And is that an air conditioner?
No, this is so since it was a passenger van, they have the radio, the speakers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not really much of a bother. One thing, so since this was a passenger van and I had a real trouble figuring it out, is it comes with a heater core back here. And a lot of people, they'll spend like $500 to have some mechanic get that removed.
Yes.
I think it's really wonderful to have, so I just built my bed up and I got a mattress that I can take this foam piece out. And so I have heat and air conditioning.
So you can still use it.
I mean, the car has to be on, but I really like having this here. And you can just...
That's a good idea.
Yeah, you can just cover it up.
Because, you know, if you buy one of those gas or diesel type heaters, if you get the good ones, they're like $1,500–1,600.
I know.
The Chinese ones are like
200, but still.
You got it for nothing there.
Exactly. I mean, I have to have the car idling and whatnot, but I mean, I'm not too worried about the cold. It is nice in the morning when you wake up because you really aren't going to get out of bed and make breakfast if it's 30 degrees.
And your bed, is it made with plywood?
Yes. I just used a bunch of scrap wood that I had.
Yeah.
So it has plywood and like a bunch of 2x4s, and like I had some 2x6s that I used, and I don't think it's very stable. All the wood I was using was warped, but it's fine. I don't weigh that much.
Yeah. And what'd you use for mattress?
So I went to a place called Verlo in my town, and I got a custom mattress made. So kind of pricey, but it was like $300, and it's 5-inch of foam. Nice. And yeah, they actually cut it to the shape I needed because I had that heater core and very random sizing, you know. I'm 5'4", and this is 5'9".
So you can stretch out.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. And I can fit 2 people in here if they're short enough.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And what's over here?
So this, I love this.
I like that you've got mirrors on there. You got
necessary.
Yeah.
I do forget to lock this a lot. I just have a bunch of junk up here, but it's nice to have a spot for random ins and outs. Sure. This is just a cabinet. I have like my easy access art supplies, books and journals, jewelry, just stuff that I want to be able to grab without getting up.
You've got a little cork board there.
Yep. Love
able
having
to post things.
Exactly.
And speaking of art, do you sell your art?
I do. Yes, definitely.
Do you have like a website or?
Yeah. So I like kind of share most of my stuff on Instagram. It's at Air Nomad Arts. Air period Nomad period Arts.
Okay. AIR.
AIR. Yes.
Air period Nomad period
Arts.
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 Okay. Good.
And then I sell it, in person and I'll sell it through Instagram, whatever, but I also do Etsy, and that is Art to Earthlings.
Art, the number 2.
No, Art T-O.
R-T-O. Art to Earthlings.
Yes.
Okay. So it's yes, I understand.
And
you're alien, and you're giving your art to these earthlings.
Yes, you got that. Exactly. And I make prints and stickers, and I make jewelry and all that type of stuff. So it's kind of like my little traveling.
If somebody goes on to Instagram or to Etsy, they can find your art and see what you have available.
Absolutely. Keep up with the travels and everything.
Do you do like a blog too?
No, I don't. I'm not super tech savvy, so I try and keep it at a minimum.
Okay. No YouTube channel yet then?
No,
okay.
Definitely.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
And that's your art supplies down there, right?
Yep, this is just a little, like easel. It's like a little lap easel that's fabulous.
That's
you
cool.
Just lift it up. And,
oh, neat.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's, paint.
Yep. It's great to use.
Nice.
I love this thing. Got my hula hoop, and that's pretty much it.
Well, let me ask you a little bit more about the build here.
Yeah, please.
How did you do the wall and ceiling?
So, for the walls, I just used 1/4-inch plywood, and I just screwed it into the metal ribs of the van.
Yeah.
I didn't put a vapor barrier. I probably should have, but I just used XPS foam board as insulation.
Okay, so you do have insulation there. Yeah.
And then I used the spray foam to fill in all the rest of the nooks and crannies and everything.
And this is kind of nice how you got the that open area all closed in.
This was such a hassle. This was the hardest part of the build. I can tell you that because I had to take I don't know the measurements of this wood, but I had to like cut angles on the edges, and then there was, when it lay, I didn't cut things correctly, so there was not really anywhere to screw it in. So it's a mixture of glue and random screws here and there.
Looks like it's working pretty good, and I don't see any cracks in the caulk or anything.
Oh, it's kind of janky, but I used Bondo in some spots because it got this thing goes through an earthquake whenever you drive, but
oh sure, I know that.
Yeah.
And then how about ceiling, is there insulation there too?
Yes, there is. Definitely. It's 1/2-inch XPS, and then the spray foam again, and then this is just the wainscoting, I think
Yes.
they call it. This is a 4x8 sheet, and I was in here alone trying to install this onto my ceiling. I was using like an easel to hold up one side as I screw it. It was a mess, but it worked out. And then I just have these little trim pieces covering the screw holes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this is all made from just lumber, I guess, and you got the doors somewhere?
Yep. Well, actually, no, I made the doors.
Oh, you made the doors?
Yes.
Oh.
So this was just some scrap wood that was found by a dumpster, and then this is...
You did a nice job.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm very proud. Then these little guys are just planks of wood, but you can see I did like a cross piece here and screwed them in, and then stained them up and put some nice little mirrors on there.
You can do it pretty inexpensively and have it turn out really nice.
Absolutely. Of course, when I was doing it, all the wood prices were like through the roof at that time. So it was more expensive than usual. But
And your lights, are those to push on?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
They're great. They're really bright
Oh, they're
at
different
night.
colors too.
Yeah, they do actually.
Little mood lighting.
I have.
Your remote that's sitting out here?
Yeah, I usually have two remotes.
Oh,
but,
okay. There's one out here on the door.
Yeah, so I have two remotes, and I just magnet them to the door, and so I'm laying in bed and I want to turn off a light that's over there. Just hit the off button. Yeah. You can.
So they're all remote controlled too. Those.
Yeah, $20 on Amazon.
No kidding.
Love them, and they're battery powered, but and they just click off like this.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very simple.
And then you've got little string light LEDs too?
Yep, so that's battery powered as well. Oh my gosh. Oops. Yeah, so these guys just flip on like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Well, it's really nice. I like the simplicity.
Oh,
Is your floor like linoleum or no? It feels soft.
Yep. So it's just vinyl sheeting, and it was a little bit pricier. It was like $80 for I don't know, like 6x12. But it's like a real nice thick sheet.
Yeah.
So
it actually, you can feel it gives. So it's a little bit easier on the knees.
Yes, slightly. It is padded, and it doesn't get ripped up too much because this thing gets trashed sometimes.
I wanted to take a look at your front seat.
Do you want a pillow for your knees?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, so you got you got some storage here.
Yes, I just throw everything that I can't fit back here up there.
Yeah, that's nice. So clothing mostly all down in the bottom.
All of that is clothing.
And the access from the rear, what do you keep in the back?
Yeah, here, I'll just show you.
That's great.
Let's see here. So, I'm going to get my window covers out of it.
Table for
It's a little
outside.
fold-up bench that I can store. These are my window covers.
I like the woven fabric here.
Thank
Do
you.
you use the interior of the door for storage?
So for all my doors, instead of putting solid wood on them, like I said, I was sick of building stuff. So I just took some rugs and like extra fabric. This is just a rag rug.
Oh.
And
I
it's
put Velcroed.
Yep. It's magnets, but I just put reflectance.
Yeah.
Now I can store stuff.
Oh, so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's great. You've put reflectix on the back for insulation?
Oh, yeah, it's necessary because you can feel the difference when that reflectix isn't there.
Nice.
And so, I just have pretty much, I have my laundry. These pop-up buckets are fabulous because you can, have a smaller shape or something that'll originally take up a lot of room.
You've got your artwork down here?
Yeah, I store all my canvases under here.
Nice.
Got a water filter and book bag and more art supplies and shipping materials and
You
things.
make nice use of your space.
Yeah, thank you. It took a lot of planning and thinking and lists and stuff, but it worked out really well.
And just little simple touches like using the burlap
Here, I'll
as accent pieces to hide that.
Yeah, like I said, I did not want to build anymore, and it's just kind of a complicated thing. And you could just take some fabric and put some Reflectix behind it, and it does a really fine job, you know.
Some bear spray?
Yep. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. Have okay, I see you put 1/2-inch plywood down on the whole underneath.
It's an inch or a quarter, 3/4 inch,
or
yeah.
3/4 inch.
Yep.
Okay.
And then it has insulation underneath and everything.
Okay.
The van did come, since it was passenger, it had the seat rails in it. That was terrible getting out. Yeah, I had to take like an angle grinder and just go at it for hours and hours and hours. And it's fine though, because with a low roof van, you want to take advantage of much room as you can, and that was about 2 inches of headspace that it was going to take away. So worth it.
Now, how do you get up to your cargo?
I just open my passenger or driver door and use it as a ladder. Yeah, I don't know. I want a ladder, but I also, one, expensive, two, I kind of have a fear of people climbing my ladder at night or something. I don't know. Yeah. It is a hassle. I hate going up there, but that's why I just keep things that aren't everyday need,
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was going to ask you too, since you're traveling by yourself, and do you have any fears or have you had any problems with anyone?
Before I set off on the journey, I was really nervous, and I kept just picturing all the terrible things that could happen, and I prepared for it. I have multiple weapons, I know what I would do in certain situations and everything. Definitely educate yourself, and you gotta use your discernment and really go with your gut feeling. I don't need to be telling every person that I meet that I'm on the road traveling alone and everything.
That's a good idea.
Or giving out your information or anything like that. Just go with your gut. But ever since I hit the road, it's really not been that scary at all. There is times that I'll be deep in the woods in the middle of nowhere with no service, and it'll be 3 a.m. and my brain is just coming up with all these scenarios, or every noise outside of my van is probably somebody walking around and trying to break in, when really that's just your brain saying stuff. But it's nice just having a big metal box that locks up. It's you can, if somebody's trying to break in, honk your horn, I don't know, use your pepper spray or your gun, or
you can just climb up in the front and drive away, right?
Exactly. And I've never had a moment where I really felt that need. Maybe once, if you pull up to a campsite and you see there's a bunch of trash everywhere and there's graffiti, or you just get a vibe that people here, yes, and people aren't respecting the land and here to enjoy nature, they're here to be mischievous, then maybe not the best people are going to be coming through this area, and maybe you shouldn't stay there. Just use your discernment.
Go with your gut.
And most of the time the people out here enjoying these areas are just wanting to have a good time out in nature. And
I know I feel more secure when I'm out in the backwoods than when I'm parked in a Walmart parking lot in a city.
That's so funny, because it's so true. I feel my worst nights, nights where I've been the most paranoid, are when I'm in a city, at a Walmart or something. I do get a little I'm scared of the dark, so when I'm in the woods I get a little freaked out, But I've been starting to be in more like open areas. Like we're kind of in the desert right now, and big open sky, and I don't feel scared at all those days.
Yeah.
I actually won't even put my window covers on so I can look at the stars and everything. And just being able to have like a lit up field and openness kind of gives me a better sense of security.
So if you another lady was contemplating this lifestyle, do you have any recommendations for them?
Do it. Yeah. Don't let your fears like hold you back in life, because honestly, like, I mean, they may or they may not happen, but it's gonna suck when you're like really old and you're like, dang, I didn't do any of those things because I was scared. And it's kind of like the pros definitely outweigh the cons, and you know, you can protect yourself. Like you have the power. And
do you feel like you're gonna continue this lifestyle?
Definitely. Like I mentioned, I had a whole lot of fears and like overthinking before I hit the road, and I just knew that like this is something that I would like to do. And you know, I grew up camping and everything, so I knew it's something that I could handle. And as I'm out here, like it's, you know, this is the life for me, you know, like it just fits me well. It's not for everybody, that's for sure. Some people will absolutely hate it. You're living with the bugs, you're living with the dirt, you're not showering for 7 days, like you're alone for long periods of time.
Us 30 van dwellers.
I know, right? Honestly, I mean, I'm a pretty grubby person, so I can handle, you know, some dirt in my feet. Yeah, exactly.
The settlers did it.
Yeah, right? We're too clean nowadays, too comfortable. Come on, get out and go roll around.
If you let some of the germs get you and build your immune system.
Yeah, exactly.
I have one more question about your build here. Because I, under my mattress, a few months ago, I got hypervent vapor barrier.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like you're using something here that lets airflow through. What is that?
Yes.
It's plastic, huh?
So I got it at just Menards.
Oh, yeah?
They advertise it as kind of like gardening, like for your deck, or like pool houses where they have showers, so like the wet feet can drain out. And I looked at some of the options that were actually meant for like under RV mattresses and stuff, and they were a little bit more pricey.
And that's about a 1/2 inch thick, huh?
Yep. And yeah, it works well. And actually once every like 2 weeks, I'll put some boxes under my mattress to let the air kind of flow, just in case.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it was $50 compared to...
Well, my hypervent was like 100. It was like 90 something.
And that's not bad, but you know, cut in half and it still does the job. Oops, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. But yeah, I haven't seen that before, and you got it at Menards.
Yep, it works well. I also, so I worked at a retail store that sold like clothing, so when we would get packages in, you get those little packs with like beads in it, and it's supposed to like soak up
like
moisture.
Silica gel?
Yes, exactly, those guys.
Yeah.
So I collected those, and so I kind of put them, you know, like with my clothes or up there. I have some under the mattress, and just places that might not get airflow, I have them shoved around.
That's great.
Yeah, just some extra measures. Cool. Don't want to live with mold in such a short or a small space.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. I really appreciate you showing us your van and telling us your story.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Thank you.
Great. Bye.